Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our podcast, episode 27. My name is Queenie. I'll be the host for tonight. I'll be actually sharing with you guys the analysis of crypto tokens and what the token that we choose today. Later, I will highlight it out in our presentation. So, um, okay, without further ado, let us get on to our topic for today. So tonight we are actually going through, we are sharing the token from the Stellar network, which is called the XLM. Okay, so Stellar actually makes it easier and cheaper to send money around the world. So it's actually created by the co-founder of the Ripple network, which is McCalby. It's a system that actually let everyone transfer money quickly at a very low cost. So usually it's like around 0.0001 per transactions. So let us take a look at how Stellar started and how it works. So in 2014, the co-founder, Matt Caleb, actually with Joyce Kim, the creator of the Stellar network, a payment system anyone can use after leaving his previous company from Ripple. So Mr. Mr. McCaleb wanted to actually build something that actually would help more people to send money easily. So they actually set up the Stellar Development Foundations as a non-profit organizations. This foundation actually work openly to help more people to access financial service without, especially those who have trouble using the banks. So Stella also make sending money across border quickly and affordable. So it's actually just need 3 to 5 seconds to complete a transfer. So cost less than a penny. So imagine if you would need to transfer a fund that actually costs you probably 15 to half an hour, you'll be worried about your funds. But actually, with the blockchain uh, network on Stellar, they are able to assist many people in their financial service. So remember previous topic in the podcast I mentioned before, blockchain actually came out and was always created to solve uh, many real life problems. So this is how Stella started. So what actually the goal in mind that Stella wanted was actually very simple. They just want to make sending money across border cheaper and faster. So it also actually worked with many small banks in Philippines and Nigeria. They actually connected 200 over local banks to help 50,000 over people who never had bank account before. So people could send as little as 1 cent, which makes perfect for growing countries. So Stella also shared its computer code publicly in 2014. Within a year, over 100 people helped improve it. So they also created a new way to process payment that expert approved. Soon, many people in 8 different countries were using Stella to send different types of money. So how Stella came by? Actually, after in June 2013, Mr. McKillop left Ripple Lab because he disagreed with how the company was being run. So somehow he actually kept his share of XRP token when he left. So in July 2014, he teamed up with Miss Joyce to create Stellar. So actually they got funded from to start the project within 3 months. 3 million people were actually using Stellar. So by September 2014, Stellar shared all its codes publicly on GitHub. So they also set up Stellar Development Foundations as a non-profit organization to guide the project. growth. So in 2015, Professor David actually created a new way for Stellar to work and called Stellar Consensus Protocol. This actually made Stellar completely independent from the Ripple system, and it became truly decentralized. So how does XLM tokens, the tokenomics about XLM, how they look? Take a look at Stellar actually started in 2014. So it created 100 billions of XLM token. So the team actually kept 95% of tokens to help the growth of the network and attract new users. So soon from 2014 to 2019, Stellar actually added 1% more token each year. This created about 5.4 billion new XLM tokens, so which were actually given out weekly to network users. So XLM token is actually a blockchain token. It actually not being mined out. It's not like a Bitcoin or even like Ethereum. They are actually given out to networkers through their programs. So in 2019, actually Stellar removed 55.5 billion token from the system to actually make it better and more efficient. So now there are actually 50 billion XLM token in total. The Stellar team managed 30 billion, while 20 billions are used by the public. So let us take a look how Stellar make the global payment easy. So send money, it actually able to send money in just 3 to 5 seconds. So cost less than a penny, much more cheaper than what the bank charges. So the use of the XLM token is to keep the network safe and working smoothly. So each account actually just need one XLM to even start. So it actually helps the exchange of any type of money into another easily, like turning the dollar into euro. So Stella actually is easy to set up, safe, visible, and ready to use. Some later I'll share some of the real example. So Stella actually is a built-in tools let the central bank create and manage the digital currency while keeping full control over the system. So see the system actually, since it's actually a decentralized, it actually the system public can actually see how it works, but the bank still control over who it uses it and how they use it. So the system comes with every bank's needs: security control, automated trading tools, and shared account access. So some countries like Ukraine and Brazil are actually already testing out how to use Stellar for their nation digital currency. So the Stellar actually keep the transaction safe and fast. So network member will actually work together to verify transaction by choosing the trusted partner to work with. So the system, the all the transactions are actually confirmed within 5 seconds using multiple safe checks. And the system actually can stay online 99% of the time thanks to the backup system created by Stellar Network. And the network actually can handle over 1,000 transactions every second while staying secure and cost efficient. So there are also many partners helping up Stellar. So like Stellar actually joined with IBM to actually help people send money between countries faster. So there are also communities Stellar's working with, like charity groups like Mercy Corps and UNHCR to help people in different difficult situations. So in Nigeria, they actually help refugees to actually send around like 15 millions to the family through the group called Rise. So these are actually some of the works that actually some of the partners actually work with Stellar. So how actually XLM grew while helping others? So Stellar actually began helping in developing countries by sending and receiving monies. So by actually 2017, they have already start growing worldwide. So more than 25 banks and money services in Africa and Asia starting to use Stellar. So up to now, presence actually by helping communities actually Stella actually started 100 over projects to help people in needs, including programs. So now help around at least around 4.5 million people access basic money services. So what did the founder actually make the impact in the financial work for everyone? So actually, he made a building the fair system by making Stella faster and fairer than traditional system. So handling thousand over transaction every second. So the network is actually run by 75 over independent computers over 30 over countries, ensuring no single group has too much control over it. So Stella also help many more people to actually able to get access by banking access. So by working with 50 over local banks in Africa and Southeast Asia, so Stella has helped over 2 millions of people who do not have actually a bank account before. So they actually allow sending money cheaper, and also it probably cost $7 per $100 use. So in the past, so now it's actually less than $1 to actually make transactions. So by making the money movement easy for everyone, so Stella managed to get over 100 over million of people uh, from more than 190 countries. So especially area where bankings are hard to access. So user actually almost 300 million across border each month, and the daily transfer it will handle around 500 over thousand transactions every single day. So how can we get XLM? So actually a lot of exchanges actually is actually able to actually get XLM. So like Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, Bitfinex, actually most of the uh exchange are able to actually get XLM. So let's take a look what's the difference between the previous why uh, the co-founder of Ripple actually wanted to come out with working on a new decentralized a new company. So let's take a look at Ripple. Ripple actually uh, use a small network of over 35 trusted computers to verify transactions. So they are actually more focusing on big banks, and they can process more than 1,000 over payments every seconds. So for Stella, so they actually spread the control among many users over 75 different computers worldwide to check the transactions. So anyone can actually join in to help. So the system can actually make many types of money payments. So this is the different kind of approach that the Stella made. The Stella do not wish to have centralized control too much. They actually share the control over in the decentralized network. So who do Ripple and Stella serve? So mostly actually for Ripple, the previous company that uh, Mr. McCaleb actually worked with is actually working over mostly on banks and financial companies for more than 45 countries. And for Stella, actually, it's meant to build for every single individuals who do not have a bank account, especially in the Southeast Asia and Africa, Latin America. So they work with a lot of local partners to help many small businesses and even individuals to actually send money easy and cheaper. So initially, how XRP and the XLM token are actually shared. So it's actually XRP was created all at once in 2012. Ripple was created around 100 billion of XRP tokens from the start, and they kept 80% of the tokens. So till now, actually, there is around till today, there is around 48 billion XRP are locked away and released at a rate of 1 billion per month. So unlike the LM, they have actually clear token sharing. So they started with 100 billion XLM token in 2014. So they actually set aside for the growth of the network 45 and set aside 45% to help more people access financial services. So the foundation also actually made some programs to actually give out tokens for supporting their missions. So let's take a look at the Ripple and Stellar. Ripple XRP was previously I mentioned before in the shared before during the last few session of the crypto tokens. Uh, uh, one of the top trending tokens. So why today I actually share Stellar? Because actually this was a very interesting tokens because it came out from a previous co-founder from the Ripple network. So actually what does Ripple does? Ripple actually work with uh, many banks to actually make the transfer. But for Stellar, actually, it actually aims to help people with lesser access for financial services like the bank transfer and actually make easy to access on for individuals to actually get these services. So now the current price for SLM I believe is actually around 3 cents per coin. So it's actually also one of the popular coin in the current cryptocurrency. So I actually do out two simple graph. Actually got it from the coin market cap. So actually if you look at the all-time graph chart of Stellar, it's actually at 30 cents currently. So let's look at it. It's a very healthy graph, I would say. So for a cross-border transfer token, it's actually a very potential tokens that we look at. Let us take a look why I say so. Let's take a look at the next slide, which is the XRP. So if you notice, XRP actually it skyrocketed since 2017. So it actually have probably around less than a dollar previously. So it actually skyrocketed again to $2.40 over beginning of I believe it's the beginning of end of last year, beginning of this year. So this price was actually given because of the confidence of in the crypto market when the Mr. Donald Trump actually elected president. So actually with the transactions able to make easily for the real life real time uh, worldwide, it actually allow people to make a lot of trust in the cross-border transaction. So since XRP can actually goes up to $2.40, we take a look at Stellar. Stellar is actually still very undervalued, I would say so. And if you notice the graph of the Stellar token, the value is actually growing ever since it started in 2017. So when it actually start to climb the market, actually if anyone were to invest it previously at just 1 cent per coin, probably now they already gain 100 over times or even 1,000 times. So when actually Mr. McCaleb actually left Ripple to start Stellar with a different goal in mind. Stellar actually focused to help everyday people, which I mentioned before. Usually, a blockchain started to actually solve daily issues or daily problems that actually real life have faced. So in this round, actually, it helps people in developing countries to send money and receive money. So This is very different from Ripple, because Ripple actually work mainly with big banks and larger financial companies. So while Ripple built these tools uh, for big banks and large amount of money transfer, Stella actually created something simple, more easier for regular people to manage their monies. So these two companies shows two different way the blockchain technology can actually change on how we handle money. So tonight, actually, I would like to share something. If you notice this story of XLP, it's actually very similar to, uh, I would say, it's actually very similar situations to uh, companies. I believe you guys might be uh, quite familiar with. Do you guys remember Apple and Android? How they actually comes about? So in this history of Apple and Android, it's actually very similar to what happened with Mr. Caleb leaving Ripple. So actually, Android was created by a person called Andy Rubin and his team at Android Incorporated. So, but actually, the Rubin and his co-founder actually have a different vision for mobile device compared to Apple. So actually, in 2005, actually Google acquired Android. So actually, Miss, the developer for Mr. Ruby actually continued develop Android under Google's umbrella. So when actually Android was actually, if the Apple actually have a different theory, different vision with mobile services. He actually wanted to create a highly controlled closed ecosystem for better user experience. So to integrate and also the design constantly. So comparing to the Ripple and Stella, McCaleb was actually one of the co-founder of Ripple. Is left due to a different vision as well. So while actually Ripple actually focusing on more on institutional relationship with banks, Mr. Caleb actually wanted to create more decentralized and inclusive platform for every single individual. So that's why he actually formed up Stella. So when actually if we notice, we compare Android and Apple. So if Android was actually adopted by Apple, and probably Android wouldn't even came out. Probably every phone, every single phone was actually using the iOS. But actually, because of not using the same vision, they actually speed up. And happens that Google actually acquired this Android. That's why most of the phone we have seen two versions. One is Android, one is the iOS. So this happens, and how well Android works is a very huge competitor with Apple. So in this sense, actually, Ripple and Stella actually also providing the similar functions, and but the value of it is not being noticed at the moment. So since actually the XRP can actually increase its value to over $1, so why can't the XLM also do so? It just need times to develop uh, to a better heights. So this is something I would like to share based on something similar that I saw over with XRP and the XLM. So next, actually, the token I want to share tonight, the next interesting tokens that I will share tonight is actually our UBC. If you notice, UBC is also something created to actually solve real time, real life issues. So I'm not sure you guys have heard before what is the background of UBC. Probably tonight I will actually take some time to share with you guys about UBC. Okay, so it's actually a AI plus DPIN. So if you guys are not sure what is DPIN, DPIN is actually a decentralized physical infrastructure network. So in short, called DPIN. So it's actually a concept in the world of decentralized finance, and it's actually aimed to combine blockchain technology with the real world physical infrastructure to create decentralized network. So this network typically are involve physical asset or infrastructures. So it can be in a hardware form, sensor, or even like a device. So it can be operated or owned and or managed in a decentralized manner through blockchain protocol. So let us take a look, before we touch on the product itself, let us take a look at how AI drive translation boom, market boom. So under the backdrop of economical globalization, so the value of translation services industry has become increasing prominent. So static as also actually shows that the global market for translation, so language translation software and services reached up to 64 billions in 2023. So it's also expected to actually continue to grow to 67 billion in 2024. So with the continued innovation in the AI, artificial intelligence, the application of machine translation tools in the industry become increasingly widespread. So let us take a look at this billion-dollar market. So the market performance for a market cap for DPIN actually reaches 50 billion, covering more than 350 tokens. So in the DPIN, actually not just uh, our product is actually using it. There is a lot of blockchain using DPIN, and this momentum actually started during actually 2024. This actually this actually it actually have a lot of devices. Over 13 million devices worldwide participate in this DPIN operation daily. So the capital inflow for DPIN projects actually able to raise more than 350 million in seed earlier in the earlier stage funding. So many leading DPIN projects like Randall, Bittersaw, or even Filecoin. These are actually some of the leading DPIN projects. So while looking ahead, actually the DPIN sector in the blockchain world actually expect to actually achieve more than 100 times or even 1,000 times of growth in this emerging market and unlocking breakthrough in broader application. So let us come back to the translation industry. Since now we know that the DePIN market is actually growing, so we also know that the translation industry is also a very huge potential. So what is actually the pain point in the industry is actually a lot of low accuracy. The translation actually is struggling with a lot of translating words are not so precise, it's not so accurate, especially now when I'm using the Zoom that I believe there is this translation function. I'm not sure how well it translated my English to you guys. So I believe there is might have a less higher chance of error. So these are some of the pain point that I'm not able to deliver my message to the audience. So this is always a part whereby we always only can tell audience that we are try our best to speak as accurate as possible so that the AI can capture our language. But this is there definitely will have a increase in the accuracy where more innovative products came out or even the AI capture the data correctly and able to translate words for word. So this is what every AI in translation industry is actually trying to work on. So there is also the limited language support. So I believe in even like in Zoom, there is only probably less than 100 over languages that you can choose from. But I believe the whole world there is more than 100 over languages. So, but it's not so easy to actually support many different countries' language. Especially there is like even every different country has its own dialect, so it's not so easy. So what is easy is to create data to actually capture all these different languages. So far, these are the limiting languages are actually most of the devices are actually facing, even in the current Zoom. So actually, uh, how to actually promote the languages to help this industry? It's very difficult because actually lack of users incentive, no one will actually like to contribute to actually helping out to increase the language support to the system or even the device. Like let's say if I were to I mean probably if Zoom were to actually get some uh, people to actually help on the missing languages, I believe you guys wouldn't want to do it for free. And if were to actually cost another as I mean another developing fee for them, they might not even want it if there is not much of a usage on uh, the language they are going to translate. So mostly the translation company will only pick out the common languages to actually to be integrate in their system. So and also one of the pain point is also the data privacy. So relying on centralized server, let's say Zoom have its own data, but they will not actually share it with Google or even share it with Microsoft. So they are actually capturing their own data, and since they are actually having their own centralized server, so this is also a very uh, uh, big problem for actually different company making use of their own translation system. So that is where the unicorn came out. So unicorn, in short, we call it as UBC. Why does we call our token UBC? It's actually a universal blockchain communication. So it's a groundbreaking project deeply integrating the pin through this unicorn company, unicorn device. So UBC has actually built a global decentralized language service network, trying to transform physical device into fundamental blockchain nodes, creating values and empowering the Web3 enterprise worldwide. So this device actually probably it will able to actually capture every individual data. So all this data transacted will give rewards to individual users. So let's take a look at the core advantages as they are planning to address the pain point that I highlighted just now. So it is trying to achieve more around 98% accuracy in the translation, and it's also trying to increase and extend the language support to cover more than 140 over languages. So it also has a strong privacy protection because it will be built on a decentralized network. So high user retention on how we are going to do that definitely will be the robust incentive economy. So this device actually is planned to actually work on both the Web 2 and even the Web 3 ecosystem. So let's take a look at these five core technology that the leading industry is looking at. So by actually a transformer model, so it able to process data in parallel while capturing long-range contextual dependency, enhancing the translation quality and speed. So the device also have the neutral machine translation. So it's a kind of utilize the deep neural network to generate more nature and fluent translation automatically. So also the cross-lingual pre-trained model. So it actually leverage pre-trained in multilingual environment for efficiency and precise translation. So probably it will capture most of the different users' accent and also the language they are used, and probably to keep records in the data into the system. So the device can actually improve response speed while reducing computation costs. So the more data it has, the more easier and more faster the device can respond to the translation. So integrate visual and linguistic information to deliver more accurate translation. So these are actually the five main core leading the industry for the translation. So Unicom now actually boasts over 5 million users with widespread application across border e-commerce, international conference, and even some Web3 social platform. So it has actually secured more than 10 millions in seed funding from Anthropic. It's actually a company formed by former OpenAI vice presidents. So to further advance the construction of the decentralized language, so Unicom has actually introduced this mining incentive model. So this actually enable user to earn the UBC token by contributing the translation computing power. So what is actually planned by the Unicom device? It plans to actually deploy over 1 million Unicom device across global market. So this ambitious plan actually aims to establish the world's largest decentralized language service network. So enable seamless multilingual communication, driving uh, more evolution language accessible in the Web3 era. So let us take a look at UBC. Okay, this token is actually also a utility token for Unicom. It's actually a native token for Unicom and also the first ever value token indicated to AI translation. So far, there isn't much AI translation token in the crypto world, and also with the DePIN infrastructure, it actually launched this UBC on our UBX trading platform. So this design actually is meant to overcome language barrier. So UBC deliver seamless global language support. So while UBX actually have a lot of communities in over worldwide, I believe this Unicom actually also actually indirectly help a lot of members to actually communicate throughout different regions. So why they choose UBX? So UBX actually is founded 2024. It's a new upgraded uh company. Actually, it fo we actually focus on exchange. It's a crypto exchange with the AI solutions. So this platform actually offers wide range of product, including spot trading, futures, and stake rewards. So by actually leveraging on us, this AI technology, UBX actually able to provide the user if more efficient and secure and transparent financial services. So this strategic partnership actually is planned to unlock billions of this $1 billion market. So while actually UBC deliver the language barrier breaking solution, UBX actually provide uh, liquidity, enhance its liquidity and value using our Web3 application. So UBX actually act as the foundational services platform for UBC core value. So while actually UBC serve as the driving force behind UBX global growth. So this dynamic partnership actually deeply integrate this deep integration unlock immense potential over this the $1 billion market. So we have to work together with the UBC so that actually we can integrate our because since we are the exchange for most of the tokens, So in future, there will be many products to come in to UBX for the uh, partnership. So UBC actually is our uh, first product company that actually joined us. So this unlimited potential growth for all according to the project value of UBX. So UBC is expected to drive the growth of 5 to 7 million active user for UBX within the next 2 years. So people can be interested in UBX, they will join us because our staking programs, and also they might be having some community that is interested in the Unicom device, which also allow them to earn staking rewards or mining rewards. So this actually indirectly will increase to accelerate us to journey towards becoming the one of the top 5 global exchange. So let us take a look at the technological innovation of the UBC. Okay, so now I'm more focusing on how does UBC works and what is the technology behind it. So this UBC actually integrate the cutting edge AI translation technology that actually able to support 142 languages. So it's expected to have an impressive 98% accuracy rate. So because by contributing computational power through this device to the blockchain mining, so user can effortlessly earns rewards through this program. So this actually form a transform language into quantifiable and tradable digital asset, which is the UBC. And also it creates additional income stream for global user who uses the UBC or those who have used the UBX to do the mining for UBC. So this incentivizes user to continue to contribute computational power in the translation data. So remember I mentioned nothing is free. So with all these incentivized programs, I believe a lot of user will actually start to uh, help to do the contributions to the translation, the data to this UBC. So UBC is dedicated to create a truly decentralized global language infrastructure. So through this, the DPIN and also the mining model, DPIN as a mining model, UBC actually promote and establish cross-language transaction standards. So by 2025, UBC plan to deploy more than 1 million Unicom device, laying a solid foundation in the Web3 ecosystem. So UBC multi-dimensional business ecosystem is not only to drive the innovation in language, but it also accelerate the openness in the interconnectivity of the global language market through the DP model. So I believe this will actually solve a lot of communication barriers between different countries. Like in our case, in the UBS Academy, we are actually using English as our main communication language. But I believe the audience out there are probably from Nigeria or even from India, Vietnam, Thailand, many different countries. So what is the issue? Many might not have a very strong understanding on English, so they might rely on this translation. So for us to give an accurate information out to the audience or sharing out to the audience, it require a more accurate uh, communication over to the audience. So with such innovations, I believe this will actually help not even just UBX or not even just our community. It might stretch out to many different communities out there because I believe blockchain platform is worldwide, it's globally. So many different countries, probably even like the X, XLM that I mentioned, their community might be comes from different countries. So this actually also probably able to assist them on solving the language barrier they might face. Okay, so let's take a look at what is the tokenomics of the UBC. So the total supply for UBC is 1 billion UBC. So 45% actually is used for the unicorn mining rewards. So it's used as an incentive for users. So another 7% will be actually locked for 2 years period with a monthly linear release for the team development. So 15% will be allocated to early stage institutional investor. So these are all the private institution, private investment. So the next 15% will be for the ecosystem development fund. So it will be released in phase to attract earlier investors. So now we are actually on this stage of the earlier investors. So the 10% will be meant for the development of the AI translation technology. So this will be set aside for the AL development funds. So the last 8% will be used for supporting community events or global marketing promotions as a marketing fee. So this is how it works, how it looks like on the tokenomics, and the initial price is actually on 10 cents. So I believe now it's almost $1 or so. So UBC is actually a versatile application growing value. So how does it work? The UBC is actually used to pay for the Unicom device and the value added service. So example like the advanced translation mode, so or the multilingual audio output. So these are actually can be made through payment via UBC. So to earn UBC token by contributing computational power uh, and also give the translation data through the Unicom device, user can actually earn UBC as well. So this ecosystem actually, is actually the UBC token holder can participate in voting or to shape the project's directions. So as well as the API access, developer can also use UBC to enable multilingual function or the localization services. So by incentive and liquidity support, it encourages the UBX user to engage in trading, staking, and liquidity mining. So I believe you guys, some might not know, or some might know. Now you can actually mine out UBC already. You can mine out UBC by actually holding UBX. You can actually do a staking, provide the liquidity support by using UBX and USDT. So later I will touch further on that. So this UBC actually empower as a full ecosystem integrations. So let us take a look at how does it works. So the multilingual platform service is able to provide real-time multilingual support for exchange platform, enhance global experience. So I believe most of the exchange, even like us, we are actually having a lot of different uh, country or different race users out there. So the next will be the DeFi protocol. It facilitates cross-language interactions for DeFi protocols for driving broader global participations. So in the global Web3 project support, so it's able to deliver comprehensive language solution for Web3 projects. So it also on the cross-border communications ecosystem, it able to offer real-time translation service for international trades and cross-border transactions, reducing communication costs and boost the efficiency. So Unicom mining Unicom is using the Unicom device to generate rewards for holder by completing a set of or a number of tasks. So reward amount are actually based on the user contributions, such as a task complete or translation effort. So as the device adopt growth, the rewards gradually will decrease. So probably in future, there might be option or different tasks in the applications that require you to actually probably do some translations to your own country language, and probably you will gain the point system and actually get the rewards subsequently. So dual token staking, which currently we are on the initial stage, a user can actually participate in staking of the UBX on the UBX platform to earn corresponding token reward as well, which later I will share what are the incentives given or the rewards given for staking of the UBX in the platform. So user can also hold and stake UBC tokens, receiving additional rewards or gain voting rights, or even access premium services in future. So what are the key elements to support this UBC? To support its value, actually, is always the supply and demand dynamics. So with the growth of Unicom device, when the sales increase, the platform activity will actually be higher demand on the UBC. So when with this high demand of UBC, when you require it on the Unicom device, this will also drive the supply demand up. So device actually also is the value added. It has a value added service which actually require to consume UBC as well. So it's a win-win situation. So by actually uh, using UBC as the consumptions on the device, is also require UBC to purchase or probably to purchase some of the functions inside the Unicom device. So next is the scarcity of the tokens, because the token reward decrease 10% annually. So this actually ensure the early stage of participants actually get more benefits. So while actually when it's getting further, it will actually tends to get lesser rewards from the system. So for circulation and burning, a portion of the UBC, which actually used as a payment on the device, example the 10%, it actually will be burned, which also increase the reduction of the market circulation. So this ecosystem actually will attract more users to the platform, enhancing global competitions. So UBC will, with the UBC increase in the utility and adoptions, probably more people will actually need to purchase UBC to actually make uh, make any activation of any functions inside the Unicom device. So this depend dual token staking for UBC mining. So how does it work? So with UBX and USDT dual token staking, user can actually mine UBC without any capital loss. So empowering this DePIN ecosystem. So the staking period comes in 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, and 360 days. So the staking amount is 60% has to be UBX and 40% will be under USDT. So upon redemption, you will receive 60% of UBX back, 100% redemption of 60% in UBX and 40% in USDT. So it's actually similar to what we actually uses in the staking of UBX. If you actually place $100 USDT, you will actually receive back $100 USDT. So in this case, the 100% redemption is also work the same. The 60 and 40 rule, if the amount is equivalent to $100 USDT, upon redemption, you will receive back $100 USDT worth of UBX and USDT. So the daily yield rate is comes in in the below sequence. For 30 days, you will actually receive 0.7% of the amount you stake, and 90 days for 0.8, and 180 days for 0.9, and 360 days for 1%. I believe we have this promotion going on. So hopefully the promotion that actually during the CNY period, many have already probably get the advantage on the 1% for 90 days. So now it reverts back to usual. You have to they actually have to have the 360 days for the 1% daily yield rate. Okay, so the future investment value for UBC. So like working on the $1 trillion market potential. So language services industry is uncommon. It's actually less uh we are actually having less services for value for language services. So by leveraging on this UBC DPIN model, we actually able to tap into this new. We are able to tap into this new market and a very uh, potential in the multi-language market. So next, actually, by combining this AI and blockchain, is able to address efficiency and trust challenge in traditional translation. So at least we can actually put more trust on the word we are trying to convey to the other party. So Unicom device actually serve as an entry point to this ecosystem. So by creating a seamless business loop together with our UBX platform. So UBC actually built a worldwide trans language connectivity network through this hardware deployment and also the blockchain technology. So hope that this adoption actually able to actually drive the global DePIN market. So for UBC, the vision we are actually definitely looking at how we are trying our best to actually eliminate language barrier worldwide and to facilitate seamless integration within this our Web3 ecosystem. So the mission is to actually establish a decentralized global language service network as a core infrastructure for Web3 era. So hope everyone have a clear, better understanding about UBC, and probably since the price is low, as we are actually on the early stage, if you think that this is potential and worth giving a try, you can actually go to our UBX platform to actually purchase your UBC. Either you want to do staking or you can actually keep it as the in the spot market for the value to appreciate. So this is the one of another tokens that I want to recommend today for our crypto token. So thank you very much for listening to me in our episode 27 on analyzing of crypto tokens. So hope you guys stay tuned and see you guys tomorrow for our next exciting podcast. Thank you very much.